So let's dig a little bit into the silviculture part of the budget of $7 million. Can you break that out into stand thinning, plantation establishment, and herbicide applications?
Mr. Chair, I have a response to the honourable member's question, and I think this might be a good way to look at it. I sometimes have an expression that to describe things is tables can be your friend, so I'm going to provide it back almost as if it were in table form. So for planting, in 2025, it's $11 million overall. And in 2024, it was 7.6. So that's 11 in this budget, 7.6 the previous budget. Thinning goes from it's 7 million this year, essentially flat because it was 6.8 last year. On cleaning, it's $7 million budgeted this year. Last year was $6 million. And for herbicide, it is 3.5 million this year, and it was 3.2 last year.
Okay, so thank you. Through the chair, I wonder if the minister could explain why the somewhat dramatic increase in planting and plantation establishment from 7.6 million to 11 million. We know that's the most expensive silviculture intervention in the playbook. So does this relate to new management objectives? Does it relate to a particular problem like the level of mortality in the fur and in large swaths of southern New Brunswick? What's actually bringing this significant increase in plantation establishment on?
It would be, Mr. Chair, a relatively simple response would be that as part of our wood supply objectives, we wanted to seize opportunities to plant more trees. The augmentation specifically in that budget is to leverage funding that has been made available to the province of New Brunswick from the federal government. We've signed an agreement with the federal government to do that.
Okay, thank you. But there must be some silvicultural objectives here besides simply wood supply. Whenever our naturally regenerating forest is replaced with plantations, that raises issues around habitat, biodiversity loss, and I'm going to get to that a little later, but we're not doing so well in dealing with biodiversity loss. So I don't recall seeing such a significant increase in plantation establishment within a single year in the context of a forest management plan. Does this mean we would expect to see, once the federal money is exhausted, a significant reduction in the area of plantation establishment in subsequent years?
Mr. Chair, I do have a response to for the honourable member. Specifically, is there is a significant amount of planting on already treated silviculture crown lands. So essentially, we're replanting those areas that have been thinned and going back in planting in those situations to make those crown lands more productive. I think that answers the question in part. And the second part of the question, I think the honourable member flagged, is that should we expect that after the federal monies run out, that there would be a decrease with respect to the enthusiasm or the degree of planting that we plan on doing. We still plan on continuing to plant trees, in particular in those areas that have been already treated from a silviculture perspective.